What's up, guys? Badger here, UFC 313. Let's break down this card. Um, but before we do that, I just want to go over some of the bets I've made on the previous card with Kopp and Almabayev. It was a losing card for me. I'm not gonna go over all the bets. Just um, two bets that kind of sums up all my card. So I had a lot of money on both William Gomis and Ribovic, and yeah, both lost. For Gomis, I can understand. Like, he looked bad in the third round. He definitely won the first round. You can argue he won the second round. Third round, I'll give it to him, to Hyder and Mill. He was more active. He got the takedown, and he got the split decision. With Ribovic, I really can't understand. He clearly was the more active fighter, clearly had more damage, and somehow Nasrat got another split decision robbery, same like Jared Gooden, who definitely won against him. But this is the betting game, this is the fight game, and you have to take this into account. I kind of rage betted Manel Cup, which I'm not proud of, but yeah, he got the win, and that helped me recover some of the losses. But the thing about Manila Cup, man, he's the far better striker, and he had the, the good enough of a takedown defense to really neutralize Almabayev strongest feature, which is his wrestling. I will say that in general, when you got two fighter that, and I always make this mistake because I always tell myself, just go, always take the elite fighter that takes like the up and comer or someone who's not his level. And I haven't done that with. I should have edged Gomis. I should have made an edge of Hyder and Mill, and I wanted to do it, but I was too greedy of taking Hyder and Mill by decision, just because it might end up like Brito, where it's super close, and it was. Um, so always hedge your bets. Don't be super greedy. Always take into account the fact that what you think is gonna happen might not happen, and you just have to hedge. If I would have hedged both Gomis and Ribovic with the other guy decision, I would have made a lot of money because they paid well for both. So it's something you have to take into account, and I'm gonna work on that. We learn from every card. Every time you lose, you either learn from it or you just waste your money on not learning from that shit. So use the pain from the loss to learn. With that being said, let's move on and talk about UFC 313. I'm really excited about this card. There's a lot of places here where I believe we can make money. We're gonna start with the first prelim of the night. We got Chris Gutierrez and John Castaneda. So this fight is actually happening. This was just, I guess, I didn't know this fight will happen. I just saw it now in Topology. But we got two fighters. One of them, I would say, has the wrestling advantage, the clear wrestling advantage. The other has the striking advantage. Gutierrez and John Castaneda. Um, I'll say this: this fight will be decided by if Castaneda manages to get the takedowns and control Gutierrez, because we've seen before that Gutierrez can be controlled if he's taken down. We saw that in his fight against Yadong Song, where he had the advantage on the feet, but Song took him down and controlled him in the second and the third round, and by that he got the win. Can Castaneda take him down? I believe he can. I believe he can, but I'm not gonna make a bet regarding that, because we saw Castaneda also having problems taking down people, let's say like Daniel Marcos, right? So it really comes up to that. If I can see Castaneda taking down Gutierrez easily in the first round, maybe I'll take a live bet. I don't know. But you would expect Gutierrez to work on his takedown defense. So you really don't know what you're gonna see from him. So I'll say Castaneda just because he has the wrestling upside. But I wouldn't be surprised if Gutierrez wins here by even knockout because his kicks are just on a different level. So yeah, give me Castaneda. But the only thing I see me doing here is a live bet. Okay, next fight we got Uzi Diaz and uh, Djorgan Santos. I'm taking Santos, man. I had a bet on him and Dana White Contender Series. The only reason I bet on him was because I knew he has the wrestling upside, the wrestling defense upside against Will Curry, who tried to take him down desperately for 3 rounds. But Santos has really elite takedown defense. And you could see it in his regional scene where he fought against good wrestlers who just couldn't they just couldn't take him down. And now he's taking a guy who I'm not really high on. He got knocked out by Pfeiffer, okay. He got knocked out by Ming Yang Zhang. Two fighters that are known for being knockout artists. But he got knockouts in the regional scene. This is gonna stay on the feet. Unless Santos will decide to take him down. But I'm really impressed by what I've seen from Santos. He's training with the two brothers, forgot their name, from Brazil. They just fought in some of the previous cards. So he's coming from a good camp. I think that he's gonna get a knockout here. If we look at his record, he got knockout wins. He's a good striker, and he got good gas tank. If this fight will need to go 3 rounds, I believe he will have the upper hand either way. So give me Ribeiro Santos to win. I love these fighters that come with good striking and, more importantly, good wrestling defense. And this takes me to the next fight. We got my boy Mairon Santos, who I actually interviewed in this channel. So I'm rooting for Mairon. I think that he's gonna knock out Francis Marshall. I think that he's gonna do it probably in the second round. What we've seen from Santos is that, first of all, he is hungry as fuck. He's coming there, to be a future champion, and he's young. He's been training since he was 13 years old, and the guy has elite wrestling defense. We saw it again and again in Tough, and Khan Offley, tried to take him down. I wouldn't say Khan Offley is that good of a wrestler. I wouldn't compare him to the Dagestani wrestlers, but he got wrestling, and he couldn't do anything with that against Santos. Now Francis Marshall he's a wrestler. He's a good wrestler. I'd say he's a better wrestler than Khan Offley, but he's not like an elite level wrestler. So he will try to take Santos down. I just think that at this point, Santos is a much, much better fighter. And if Marshall can't take Santos down, then he's going to have a long night and he's probably going to go to sleep because, man, Santos is sharp with his striking. He has very, very good leg kicks. I just see Marshall being outclassed on the feet. So I really like Santos at this point. I really like him to win. I'll say he gets the knockout. He keeps improving. Also, Marshall is going to go down to 145. So I don't know how he's going to look over there. So give me Santos to win by KO. Next fight, we got Alex Morono and Carlos Leal. Man, I feel sorry for Carlos Leal because he won. He definitely won his last fight against Rinat Fakhradinov. Even Rinat, when they gave Rinat the unanimous decision, he was surprised. He was like, "What the fuck? This is not right," because it wasn't like He could barely take Leal down. Even Leal took him down. Leal was the much dangerous striker on the feet, and yeah, the guy got completely robbed. I'll tell you this: I think he knocks out Morono. Uh, if you follow Leal on PFL, man, the guy is dangerous. The guy is very dangerous, and I think that he's gonna get the knockout here. We've seen Morono being knocked out before, and unless Morono gets like a guillotine, which is like the only thing I see him finish, the only way I see him finishing Leal, but I don't think Leal is gonna try to take him down. Then he's gonna get bombed on the feet, and Leal is coming, man. He's probably hungry after that robbery, and he wanna make like a showcase, and he's a huge favorite for a reason. Now Morono went to decision with Buckley. I'll give him that, and Buckley is a very dangerous fighter, a future, like he's a contender now. So yeah, I'm gonna pick Leal. Maybe Leal by decision is a sneaky prop, but I'll be shaking because man, Leal has power. Like he has bombs. Just go and look at his LFA wins. And Morono sometimes he can just stay. He can be open. He got knocked out before, so it's just something that you have to really be careful with if you want to take Leal by decision. I would say, I'll say that he gets the knockout. I wouldn't get the decision prop, but they're probably gonna pay well for that compared to the knockout. So yeah, give me Leal to win. Next one we got Bruno Ferreira and Armen Petrosyan. This is gonna be a banger. I'm gonna pick Petrosyan. The reason I'm picking Petrosyan is I think he's gonna be the cleaner striker. I think he's gonna be able to just stay safe when Ferreira tried to bomb him away. You know, when Ferreira is knocking out people, it's usually when they make stupid mistakes. And I believe that Petrosyan should be sound defensively unless Bruno Ferreira decides to give him a double spinning elbow back fist kind of thing, which he might do. I'll say this: I think this fight is not going the distance. Both have suspect chin. I'll even give like Petrosyan the better chin out of the two. But this is another fight where you got two really dangerous strikers. Well, I'll say that Petrosyan should be the better striker, okay? Out of the two. Bruno Ferreira he somehow gets it. He somehow just make it happen. Can he make it happen against Petrosyan? Of course. But I'll pick Petrosyan to win. Next fight we got Rei Tsuruya and Joshua Van. This is a really good example of a fight that I'm not gonna bet prior to it. I'm gonna wait to see how Van looks in the first round. Why? Because first of all, he's notoriously known for being a slow starter. That's something that we know about him. He never, he takes the first round to just learn what his opponent's gonna do, and we saw it. Like you can see it clearly in the fight he had against Edgar Chairez, where Edgar Chairez nearly knocked him out in the first round, but then in the second and the third, Joshua Van just came in and used his body shots to really hurt Chairez, who's a tough motherfucker, man. I don't know how Chairez managed to stay there. The thing about Rei Tsuruya is the guy is a elite wrestler, and if he manages to take Van down, this is gonna be a long night not a long night because Tsuruya does slow down, but he's very dangerous in that first round where he has good his gas tank in his favor. And we saw what he did to Hernandez, where Hernandez is a good grappler in himself. But Hernandez also took over in the third round. I think it was 29-28. I'll pick Van to win just because I was impressed by his wrestling defense, and he obviously works on it a lot. He really gave Durden a problems there, and Durden he couldn't handle him. And I'm surprised that fight also got to a decision. Yeah, I'll pick Van. I think he can win a decision here as well. Maybe he knocks out Tsuruya. I wouldn't be surprised. But I have to see how the first round looks. I think that in the first round, Tsuruya is gonna get some takedowns. Maybe he's gonna threat him with some submissions because he's a really crafty grappler. But man, I'll be scared holding a Tsuruya ticket if this fight starts the second round, because if Van manages to survive the first round with Tsuruya, then that's it. It's max betting Joshua Van to win, and you're probably gonna get a better odds for him if like Tsuruya looks dominant in the first round, because that's how this works usually. So yeah, I'd look to make a live bet on Joshua Van. Maybe you can hedge it with Tsuruya by submission. If you think Tsuruya has a chance in the later rounds, but yeah, give me Van to win. Next fight, we got Curtis Blaydes and Rizvan Kuniev. This is a fight where I like the dog. I think the books are disrespecting Kuniev. He's a very dangerous fighter. And the only way, that Blaydes maybe can win here is if he gets the takedown and control. But man, you talk about a guy coming from Dagestan who's an elite wrestler himself. I wouldn't be surprised if Kuniev will get the takedowns here. I wouldn't be surprised if Kuniev gets the knockout here. The guy is super dangerous. He got a win against Renan Ferreira. This is now a no contest because Kuniev took 10 different steroids. But he's still an elite fighter. He knocked out a guy who came up very hyped to contender, who's an elite grappler himself, who was never finished, and Kuniev finished him. So we know Blaydes has a suspect chin. We know Kuniev is very dangerous. He was never finished himself. I think his only losses are coming via decision. So he got 2 decision losses. One of them is split, and that was very early in his career. So the guy is tough. He's gonna go 3 rounds with, if he needs to go 3 rounds with Blaydes. But man, I'm picking Kuniev to win, and I'll say that he gets the knockout here. I think he gets the knockout. I'm not high on Blaydes. I don't understand how people are picking Blaydes to win by knockout with this kind of certainty. But I will wait and see how Kuniev looks in weigh-ins, because if he looks in shape, that's gonna be very good. But if he looks again fat and heavy and just, if he's not gonna give me a good look, I'll consider it, because he didn't look that great when he fought against Ugo. Well, he still fucked him up, so you can never know what you're gonna get. But I'm high on Kuniev to win. I think he has a chance in being a contender in this division. Next fight, we got Bobby King Green and Mauricio Ruffy. Listen, at this point, man, I respect King Green. I think he's a very entertaining fighter, but the way he looked against Paddy Pimblett What he did against Paddy Pimblett was just stupid. Trying to take down a grappler like Paddy is just, it's not smart, and he got slept in the first round. And Paddy was an underdog in that fight. Now you take Ruffy, who's literally, I think he's gonna finish this fight with one shot. And we saw King Green getting knocked out by Jalin Turner. We saw, yeah, he destroyed Jim Miller, but Mauricio Ruffy is not Jim Miller. I think that Ruffy, the younger fighter, the fighting nerds prodigy, is gonna get the knockout here. He didn't knock out James Lonta because that guy, he came up, first of all, he came overweight by a lot, and he's very tough. I was surprised how tough he is, but obviously coming overweight helps you. King Green probably is gonna come on weight, and he doesn't have the chin that James Lontop has. So I'm sorry, Bobby Green, but I'm picking Ruffy to get the win here. I'll say he gets it by knockout. Next fight, we got Amanda Lemos and just Iasmin Lucindo. This is another fight where you got the older fighter, 38 years old, Lemos, and Iasmin Lucindo. Man, this fight will come down to if Lucindo gets the takedowns. Can she get the takedowns? I don't think so. I actually don't think she will get the takedowns. I think that Lemos will win. She should be the far better striker. She has the better power. And yeah, she got submitted by Jandirova, but Jandirova is an elite grappler. And Iasmin Lucindo is not Jandirova. Mackenzie Dern, who I would say has better takedowns than Lucindo, she lost to Lemos. Okay, Lemos is an elite fighter. She only lost to elite fighters in her division, like Weili Zhang, like Jandirova. I think that she's gonna. She might knock out Lucindo, maybe get a submission. I don't know, but I like Lemos here. I think she's being overlooked because she had some losses against the top of the division, but Lucindo is not there. I would say that Lucindo even lost to Marina Rodriguez, and Lemos will make her pay if it stays on the feet. So give me Lemos as the underdog. The only thing I'm worried about is I don't know what kind of Lemos we're gonna get. She is 38 years old almost, but that can play in her favor because again, Lucindo is only 23 years old, so experience can be a factor here that will play in favor of Lemos. So give me Lemos. Next fight, we got the main card starting with Jalin Turner and Ignacio Bahamondes. Man, I picked Manuel Torres against Ignacio just because how terrifying he was looking. But man, Ignacio just completely destroyed Torres. And when I see something like that, when I see a fighter completely destroying someone I was really high on, then I'm taking notice. And I think this fight is gonna be in favor of Bahamondes, who's becoming the favorite. He started as the dog, and more money is coming on him, and I can understand why. The guy is an elite fighter overall. He got really good striking. He's very long. So is Jalin Turner. But Jalin Turner never fights fighter as long as him. Now he's gonna fight a fighter that he's as long as him, and I think he's as dangerous and more durable. And I would say he has the wrestling upside. I think that Bahamondes will win this. I'm really, really um, disappointed by Turner in his last fight. Like, he knocked down Moicano in the first round, and then it was like he just went back to his cage. Like, he went back to the side of the cage like he won the fight, but Moicano obviously was still there. So that's not a good look for me. It's like he looked like someone who doesn't want to be there. Um, Bahamondes want to be there. He trains with Bilal. Obviously, probably works on his wrestling a lot. So if he's gonna have problems on the feet, I think he can mix up the wrestling and maybe get a TKO, maybe get a submission. Yeah, give me Bahamondes to win. I'm not high on Jalin Turner after seeing how he looked in his last fight. I'm picking the dog from Chile to get the finish in this one. Bahamondes to win. Next fight, co-main. We got Justin Gaethje and Rafael Fiziev. Rafael Fiziev coming short notice to this one. Listen, the way Justin Gaethje got finished worries me. It worries everyone. But I don't completely write him off because of how he got finished. I think that the fact that he got his nose got broke early in the rounds when he fought Holloway, I think that fucked him up. Don't forget Holloway was the dog coming into that fight. Don't forget he got the knockout win against Dustin Poirier. Don't forget that he destroyed Fiziev in their fight like 2 years ago. So, and Fiziev, he got injured when he fought Gamrot, and he lost to Gaethje. What else did he do during that time? Nothing. So, I'm actually gonna pick Gaethje, especially if you give me Gaethje as the dog. Yeah, he got knocked out, but he got knocked out before when he fought. Before he fought, you know, Max Holloway. He got knocked out by Dustin Poirier. He got knocked out by Eddie Alvarez. I don't think his chin is completely gone. He went to wars with some people. Chandler was one of them. So, and that's half after he got knocked out brutally 2 times. I'm gonna pick Justin Gaethje. He's the one that had full camp. This is gonna be 3 rounds. It's not gonna favor him, but I like Gaethje in this one, and I think he's gonna look dominant. Main event, we got Alex Pereira and Magomed Ankalev. The fight we've all been waiting for. Ankalaev finally getting the chance to fight Alex Pereira. Listen, I'm gonna pick Ankalaev. I will explain why. I think Pereira lost against John when they fought. John obviously got more control time. He was competitive on the feet. I would say Pereira was better on the feet, but I think John won that fight. I'll say that Ankalaev is the better striker. He's a better striker than John, but he's a better wrestler. He's a far better wrestler than John. I think he's hungry, man. He only lost once. His chin is legit. The only thing I worry about is maybe the leg kicks, but when he fought John, he was still there. Well, I think he worked on it. He knows that Pereira is gonna bring those leg kicks as well. But the thing I think is gonna make the difference is that Ankalaev can finish Pereira. With all due respect, Pereira got flatlined by Easy, and Ankalaev has more power than Easy. He's the younger fighter. He's the better wrestler. And I understand everybody are hyped about Pereira, who had a competitive fight against Khalil. Khalil actually won 3 rounds in that one until he got finished. But Ankalaev is the complete package. Ankalaev is hungry, he's dangerous, and I think he's gonna get the finish here. I think he's gonna knock out Pereira. I'm probably gonna pick him money line. I think he's gonna be defensively sound and very smart when it comes to their exchanges on the feet. He obviously knows what Pereira brings at this point. He saw his game. Um, I will say that Pereira is the better striker. But Ankalaev can mix the takedowns. Ankalaev can withstand the damage that Pereira is gonna bring. He was never knocked out. He was never close to being knocked out. At least when we look at his chin. The only thing I worry about is how he will handle the leg kicks that Pereira is gonna bring. But if he shoots doubles, if he gets some ground and pound going, it's this might not even look competitive if Ankalaev decides to mix up the wrestling, and I think he will. He was like they had some back and forth where he said, "I'm not gonna shoot." Then he said he's gonna shoot. He's gonna drown him. So I don't know. Like he's probably messing up with Pereira. Like on the psychology side, playing some mind games. But I really do like Ankalaev here. I think he is gonna win. So yeah, give me Ankalaev to win. I'm gonna pick him as the dog. I think it's time to fade Pereira. I think that Ankalaev will wear the belt, and he deserves, man. He does deserve it. So yeah, give me Ankalaev to win. Guys, if you want to get the free bet, join the free Telegram group. The link is in the description below. And if you enjoy this content, make sure you like, subscribe, and have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.